that doesn't allow me to stand up without me chopping my head off. So I'm going to demonstrate this on my knees, but if you are not comfortable on your knees, then go standing up. If you are comfortable on your knees, it's actually quite a good way to do it because it will activate through the glutes a little bit more. So what I want you to do is either come standing or come onto your knees so you're nice and comfortable there. Come up nice and tall and just start by circling your shoulders. Just start to rotate them round. Fantastic, good. Just keep circling those shoulders round, lovely. And as you get a little bit more loose through the shoulders, just try and take the arms all the way up and circle them round. That's it, draw them all the way up, circle them round. If your arms and your shoulders are not happy to do the full circles, then just float them up and float them back down again. If you're kneeling, really switch on with your glutes, so you're pushing your hips over the top of your knees so that you're not slumping back. So we squeeze through your glutes, so you're pushing your hips up and forwards. Good, and we're really opening up through the arms, opening through the chest, and rotating those arms around. That's it, nice breath in as you lift your arms up, breathe out as they come down. Breathe in to come up, breathe out to come down, good. And just soften through those shoulders again. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start to pick the band up again. This is quite a nice one to do. So we're going to put the band in front of you with it folded over. Let's get into a nice upright position. Again, if you're standing, that's absolutely fine. You've got further to go, a little bit more mobility coming through the hips. If you're doing it kneeling, this is quite a nice one as well because you're really going to work through your glutes as you start to roll down. So, up nice and tall. When you're ready, chin towards your chest. Slowly start to peel forwards one by one as you're opening each of those bones in your spine. Now, if you're on your knees, you're going to have to really work through your glutes to stop your bottom pushing backwards. Roll yourself down, that's it. Feel it move through the middle of your back. As you get down towards the low part of your back and that stiff part, you are going to have to start to allow your hips to rotate. Now, as you come down, pick up the band. Take a little bit of tension through the band. And as you come back up, push your hips forwards. That's the first movement that happens. Then think about rolling up through your spine, through the low back, through the middle back, through the upper back. As you go, keep going through the arms. Put a bit of tension through there, so you're just creating that tension as you draw your arms up towards the ceiling. There we go, good. And then very gently, keep coming down. As your arms come level with your eyes, drop your chin towards your chest and slowly peel forwards one by one. You're working through the spine, roll it down, really tuck under with your bottom as you're rolling down. Work through all those bones in your spine, down towards the floor. Good. And on the way back up, squeeze through your glutes. Stack that spine back on top of each other one by one as you're really building up. Arms come up and through. Rotating your arms up towards the ceiling. Perfect. We do one more. When you're ready, keep that tension through the band. Keep your abdominals in nice and tight. So draw your tummy button towards your spine. Here we go. As your arms come down past your eye level, chin starts to come down following the band. Roll through the upper part of your back. We're starting to drop down. Think about moving one bone on top of the other, sliding them forwards as you work your way down. Oh, it's a lot harder if you're doing it on your knees. That's it. Roll yourself down. Perfect. Good, and on the way back up, squeeze with your glutes, push your hips forward. Remember, really stack one by one as you come back up. And bring the arms all the way up. There we go, fantastic. Okay, we're going to work all the sections of our rotator cuff, but we need the band single this time. We're going to keep it hip width apart. And from here, you're going to bring your arms up above your head. Okay, now you might not be able to see everything that's going on here, but I'll explain. So we're going to keep one arm nice and straight, and the other arm we're going to slide it down towards your side, so you're drawing it down and then bringing it back up. Now the hard work comes on the way back up, so we slowly draw the arm down, and then you slowly allow it to come back up. That's where the work happens. We're doing 5 on each side, so stick with the same side. Draw it down. Think about pulling your shoulder blade down into your back pockets and really working through your armpit, and slowly release the arm as it comes back up. Good. Slowly down, slowly back up. Remember, everything else is still working, so drawing through your abs, squeezing through your glutes. Doesn't matter if you're on your knees or standing, it's the same exercise. Slowly bring that arm up. When you've done that 5 with that arm, we swap to the other side. So your other arm stays nice and straight towards the ceiling. Slowly bring the arm down and then draw it back up. So just allow the band to come back up, but you're creating the break, so the resistance to come back up. So that's where the work's happening. Slowly take it down. Slowly bring it back up again. Fantastic, good. Slowly take it down. Keep drawing in with your tummy. Keep lengthening up through the spine. Other arm's going to reach up towards the ceiling. Try not to make that arm sort of give in and get a bit lazy and start sinking down. Good. And we'll do our fifth one. Slowly control it back. Here we go. Drop the arms down so they're coming level in front of you. So shoulder width apart with the band. One arm staying straight. Other arm's going to draw around. So we're doing this sort of horizontal movement this time. So again, nice and slow as you draw it out. Think about shoulders back into your back pockets. And then slowly release. You can feel it working as you draw, or as you allow the arm to slowly come back, as you're creating that break to stop the band pinging straight back. That's where the work happens. Squeeze. Slowly release it back. There we go. Open it out. Slowly release it back. We'll do our 5 on the other side. Open it. Slowly bring it back. Shoulders might start to be burning now. That's okay. Take a break if you need to. Let's see if we can stick with 5 on each side. Keep squeezing in with your glutes. Draw in with your tummy button. We go 2 more on this side. Slowly relax. Try not to let it happen too fast. When you've done your 5 on there, drop the arms down towards your hips. Okay, we're going to hold on nice and tight from here, and we're bringing the arm out towards the side. So it's a lift and a slow release as it comes back in. Good. Lift. And then control, so you can really feel those muscles working hard to control that movement, to keep it nice and slow. The slower you do it, the harder you have to work. So if you repeat this exercise, if you do it again the second time, see if you can go slower the next time around. Draw it out, slowly draw it in. There we go. Last one on this side. And slowly let it come in. Cool, I can feel that working through my shoulders now. Here we go, 5 on the other side, so lift. Slowly release. Fantastic. And lift. And slowly release. Now watch. Think about sliding your shoulder blades down into your back pocket, because they do have a habit of trying to sneak up, especially if they start to get tired. So just keep reminding yourself to place those shoulder blades back and down. And almost as the arm's coming in, think about drawing them down a little bit tighter as they come back in. Here we go. Last one. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Fantastic, good. Just roll through your shoulders. Okay, but a little bit of mobility through the shoulders now. So, if we can, we're going to take your arms, keep your band hip width apart. Draw your arms up towards the ceiling and see if you can draw it round behind you. Now, not everybody's shoulders are going to allow you to do this. And also, as you bring your arms up towards the top, you can create a little bit of a stretch. So as I come around over to the back, I'm opening my arms wider to draw it down. They're not staying shoulder width apart. Okay, so we're just going to see if we can do that. If your arms are only happy to draw up and then draw back down again, that is absolutely fine. Just work with what you're happy. Don't force your shoulders over. There we go. And again, nice and slowly, slow it down. There we go. And you'll feel, if you're able to bring your arms all the way over, you'll feel that stretch through there is going to really work the shoulder blades. And then again, nice and slowly, as you bring it back over, that's really working through the shoulder blades. Let's do the last one. Draw it up, slide it back and down. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, sit down. If you're standing, come right down to the floor. Just take the strain out of your shoulders. We're going to go onto your back. So we've got 3 sets of exercises on our back for the main work the main work we're going to do today. So just get yourself nice and settled onto your back first of all. Make sure you've got your band handy. Okay, it's just got a little bit rolled up there with my warm hands. There we go. So what we're going to do, actually we'll double it over for this one to start off with. So we're just going to create a little bit of tension in the band there. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. And we're going to do a shoulder bridge. We're going to keep the arms up, shoulders down into back pockets, draw in through your tummy button, roll through the hips, and then slightly peel up through your spine. Draw yourself up, squeeze, and then lower yourself back down. So we're just starting to get the movement through the shoulder bridge first of all. We've got this bit of engagement going on through the arms here. So slowly tilt your pelvis back, squeeze your bottom, use your hips and your glutes to push you up and away. And then one by one you're placing each of those bones back down onto the floor, one at a time as you roll yourself back down. Good, let's do 2 more normal shoulder bridges. Peel yourself up, draw yourself up, peel up as high as you can. See if you can lift one more vertebra this time, and then peel yourself down. Keep nice and tight with your abs, and roll the pelvis back to neutral. Last one like this. Tilt back, go as far as you can, squeeze through your glutes, peel yourself up. I've still got that engagement through the band. And then slowly roll yourself back down again. Okay, fantastic. Let's take the band single. And again, just put the band up in front of you, keeping the band nice and single. Okay, here we go. We're going to peel up again. So tilt the pelvis back, squeeze through the glutes, lift through your hips. So you're coming up from here, lower your arms down. We're going to do a little open out of the arms. So widen the arms and then softly lower the arms back in, and then draw the arms back and lower yourself back down. Good. Here we go. 3 more of these. Peel back, squeeze through your glutes, peel yourself up. Arms go back. Open the arms wide, squeeze through your shoulder blades. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together as your hands go wide. Bring your arms back to the ceiling and then peel the spine back down again, one by one. Good. Here we go again. Tilt back, squeeze, peel up. Arms go back. Open up through the arms. Release nice and gently. That's it. Bring the arms back up and peel back down again. Last one like this. Tilt back, squeeze and lift. Take the arms back. Squeeze shoulder blades together, open the arms wide. Control it nice and slowly as they come back together again. Arms go up, keep your shoulder blades back and down, and roll yourself back down to start. Okay, if you need a little bit of a stretch now, just open up through your back. We've got one more set of shoulder bridges. Just have a little stretch if you need to, just open up through your back. Hopefully you're really feeling like your glutes are working quite nicely now. So this time again, hands are hip width apart. You're going to keep your hands over the front of your pelvis. So from here, I'm going to draw my hands down towards the floor, so I've got tension through the band already. And from here, I'm going to tilt my pelvis back, squeeze through my glutes, and I'm pushing up against the band, so I've created a little bit of resistance. I've still got tension in the band here. When I go up as far as I'm comfortable into my shoulder bridge, I'm going to pulse for 10 with my hands. Palms facing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the tension, so when you've done 10, keep pushing down. Slowly control, one by one, as you're lowering the spine back down again. Nice and gently. And then tilt pelvis back to neutral. Perfect. We've got 3 more of those. When you're ready, tilt the pelvis back, squeeze through the glutes, use your hips to push you up and away from the mat. You've got that tension in the band right across your pelvis, so your hips are pushing into some resistance. And we pulse for 10. As you're pulsing for 10, you're squeezing through your glutes, keeping your hips high as you can. Keep breathing. And when you've done your 10, slowly release the spine back down one by one. Keep your hips high until that last vertebra has made contact with the mat, and you tilt back to neutral. Here we go again. We've got that tension across the front of the pelvis. Slide your hips back, squeeze through the glutes. Use your hips to push your pelvis up and peel your spine away. Your feet are nice and light on the mat. 10 pulses. Keep checking in that your feet are nice and light as you're doing this. Keep breathing. Work through the shoulders as you're pulsing, and keep that tension in the band as you peel yourself back down again. We've got 1 more like this. Okay, checking your feet are nice and light. Push the band down, peel the hips back, squeeze through the glutes, peel yourself up one by one. Lift and pulse. Going for 10. Keep breathing. Palms are facing down. Glutes are really switched on, so you're working. It shouldn't hurt through your low back though. And then when you've done your 10, keep pushing down with your hands and lower the spine back down. Awesome. Okay, good. And from there, I just want you to straighten your legs out nice and long. So you're lengthening the legs out, and take yourself into a full body stretch if you need to, or if your back's feeling like it needs a bit of flexion, then just draw your knees in towards your chest. Okay, good. Okay, so again, we're going to take the band, we're going to keep it single again. Just check it hasn't all rolled up again. There we go. We're going to keep it single, but we're going to keep it up towards the ceiling now. Let's prep through the abdominals here. So as you breathe out, we're going to lift one leg onto coffee table and breathe in and pop it back down again. Breathe out, lift the other leg and breathe in as you pop it back down again. Watch your shoulders staying shoulder distance apart, and shoulder blades are sliding down into the back pocket and neck is nice and long. The focus on your pelvis is to make sure that there's no rocking or rolling going on, and that as we lift the leg up, that we're not allowing the abdominals to dome and start to push forwards. Okay, so breathe in, draw the abdominals in, and breathe out to lift up. Breathe in to place back down again. Breathe out and lift up. Keep that pelvis nice and steady. This is just the prep work to check we're okay to go to next level. And if we are okay, second part of this is we're going to lift. Make sure we're nice and tight through the abdominals. Breathe out and then breathe out. Lift the second leg. First leg down, second leg down. Start with the other leg. Lift, drawing through the abdominals. Lift the first leg, lift the second leg. First leg down, second leg down. If this is a little bit tough for you, first leg up. Just go onto your tiptoes of that second leg and then put the heel down and then foot down. Second leg, lift, other leg comes heel off, place the heel down, pop back down again. Okay, so that is the prep work for the legs. For the arms, it's like the warm up. Hands are here, we're going to draw one arm down towards the floor and then draw it back up again. Other arm, opposite arm. One arm stays up towards the ceiling, second arm draws down towards the floor. We'll do one more on each side. Just check that your shoulders are staying nice and level, head staying nice and long, and shoulder blades are engaging and pulling down towards back pockets. If we're all good, let's get to the start position if you can. Let's see if we can do 2 legs onto coffee table from here. Okay, we are going to lengthen one leg away. So as you lengthen one leg away, the opposite arm is drawing down towards the floor. So we're working diagonals, but not actually in diagonal movements. So it's going to really challenge through your abs. Opposite side, lengthen one leg away, draw the other arm down towards the floor. So it doesn't go backwards, it comes down towards the side. Legs lengthening away, arm comes down towards the floor to your side. There we go. Keeping back nice and in that neutral position. Breathe out, lengthen away. Breathe in, draw it back. Breathe out, lengthen away. Drop the arm down, breathe in, bring it back. If you are unable to lift both legs up, you're still able to do this. Do single leg, keep the other foot on the floor, lengthen that leg away and the opposite arm drops out. Come back up, change your legs round. Lift that leg up, opposite arm, opposite leg, draw it down, lengthen away. Pop back down, single leg, draw out, lengthen, bring the hand down to the floor. If we are still got both legs up, let's keep going. We've got a couple more to do. Lengthen one leg, drop the arm down, bring it back up. Good. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in, draw back in. Breathe out, lengthen. Keep checking your low back has not started to arch. So keep checking that neutral position is there. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe out as everything lengthens away. Breathe in as it comes back up. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in, draw back up. Let's do 2 more on each side. There we go. Good. Last one. Fantastic. Lower the legs down one and the other and draw your knees in towards your chest and just gently rock. See if we can just open up through there. Good. Let's just open up through the spine. Let's take yourself into 2 nice shoulder bridges. You don't need to use the brand, just leave it by your side. Just do 2 shoulder bridges just to open up through your back where we've just put a lot of work through there. Slowly peel back down, pelvis back to neutral. Good, perfect. Tilt and lift. And lower back down. Good, take yourself into a full body stretch. Fantastic. Right, now we're going to work an exercise that we did recently, but we're going to just add a little bit extra in. So the band needs to go around the soles of your feet. Crumple my band there. So let's get the feet in. There we go. So try and make sure that you've got nice, the wide part of the band's going over the sole of your foot there. So we're going to start with the legs together. For this one, I need you to keep your legs up towards the ceiling as much as possible. Okay, legs are together to start off with. We're drawing in with the abs, and as you breathe out, you're going to push your feet wider apart. Let's make sure we've got room to stretch, and breathe in, draw them back together again. Breathe out, draw the legs apart. Breathe in, drop them back together again. Breathe out, widen. Breathe in, draw them together. Breathe out, widen. Breathe in together. Perfect. So as you're taking your legs wider, you're switching on the glutes on the outside, this part of your glutes here. Good. Couple more. Can you really feel that switching on through that part of your pelvis? Good. Finish up last one. And slowly bring the legs down. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the feet back together. See if we can come up into this double leg stretch. So we're going to hold the band, keep the feet together for the first one. We're going to start drawing some circles. So this is a nice strong articulation of your low back, but it really challenges the abs as well. So we're drawing some small circles, feet and knees are together. Keep breathing. The slower you do it, the harder you have to work. So we're going to try and do half a breath, a breath in for half the circle, a breath out for half the circle. And remember, we've got both directions to do. So if you feel like you're going to tire, make sure you swap directions or stop, reset and start again. So change directions when you're ready. Here we go. Start small and spiral the legs out. So we're really challenging deep through the strong core muscles there. There we go. And just gently let the legs relax. You can hug them in. So we're going to do the same exercise again, but this time we're going to do it as we're pushing the legs apart. So we're going to really engage through the glutes as well as through the abdominals as well. Okay, so let's level the legs up, push the legs wide. Here we go, keep the legs wide as you draw around. Keep pushing into the band. Half a circle for an in breath, half a circle for an out breath. Slow it down. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. And opposite direction. Keep pushing out. Keep pushing out with the band. Now you know you're working. There we go. Keep going. Lovely. And finish up that one. Bend your knees in. Keep one foot in the band. Let the other leg rest down. So you might want to stretch it all the way out. Depends how you feel, what you need to do with that leg. Because the other leg is coming up towards the ceiling again. And we're just going to open it out. We're going to let it drop out to one side and then drop over to the other. Now, it's up to you what you do with this leg. If you keep it out straight, it creates a nicer stretch. But if your hamstrings are quite tight, it puts more pressure on this leg. Whereas if you keep it bent, this leg will go up towards the ceiling a little bit more, but you get a little bit less of a stretch. Now, as you draw it across your body, bring the hand so it's in the opposite hand so it helps draw you across. There we go, let it drop out and then just pull it across your body so we're creating a little bit of stretch through the low back. Open the leg out, draw it over. Good. Let it drop out, draw it over. Now the next one we're going to take it right over. So we're going to draw it right over. Allow your hip to come over, so we're creating that nice stretch through the back and use the band to pull the leg up towards you so you're getting a real stretch through the pelvis there. Okay, try and keep your shoulders back onto the mat, don't roll everything over. Good, just hold that stretch. Should be getting nice and releasing through the pelvis, through your low back, through there. Great. Okay, and then just bring yourself back, swap the legs over. There we go, make sure the band stays nice and flat. So we're going to drop the leg out, opposite hand pulls it across your body and let it drop out. wide through the hips, and then draw it across your body. That's it, wide through the hips, and draw it across. There we go. And we're just opening up through the hip, just letting it relax through there. There we go. Couple more. And then when we finish this last one, we're going to take it all the way across. So we're open, and then we're going to take you all the way across onto your side, drop the leg round, and use the band to pull it up. So we're getting that nice stretch through the pelvis there. Try and keep your shoulders onto the floor if you can. So the stretch is getting that nice rotation up through your spine, and you're not overworking it too much. Good. Keep breathing. If it feels like it's not stretching too much, draw the band up a little bit closer towards you. Good. And then just slowly release out of that. Okay. Take yourself over, and we're coming onto all fours. But we need to get the foot into the band again. They have a habit of just wrapping themselves up, so I'm just it right. Okay, so foot going into the band, however you find it easiest to do. I'm going to do it this way. And so I've got hold of the band here, and in a position that my hands can be underneath my hips. No. Hands underneath my shoulders, knees underneath my hips. So we're in this position here. Try not to sink through the spine, and try not to push up too far through the spine. So knees hip width apart. The first part of the exercise, as you breathe out, slowly stretch the leg back, and then slowly let it return back. The band is going to make you want to ping straight back. So you need to control it nice and gently. Breathe out, lengthen, and breathe in, draw it back. Okay. Making sure that the tummy button is staying over the centre of the mat, and what we haven't done is lent over onto that hip. That's another thing that we often find happens when we do this exercise. Good. And you'll notice the more you push back with that leg, the more the tummy button will start to rise up towards your spine without you even having to think about it. You're drawing in as you push back. Fantastic. Good. Okay, that's the prep work. If you feel that's enough and you want to carry on concentrating on that, that's fine. If you feel you need a little bit more of a challenge, here we go. Leg goes back, opposite arm goes forwards. Here we go, we're going to do 4. Breathe out, lengthen. And breathe in as it softens back. Oh, that's hard work there. Breathe out, lengthen. And breathe in, slow with the leg. The band really makes it want to ping back quick. Slowly out and slow. That's where the work happens. It's the slow return. Perfect. Good. Swap the band over onto the other foot. There we go. Take hold of the band again. Make sure the band is in a nice comfortable position so that your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and again trying to keep that tummy button right through the centre part of the mat, and as you breathe out, push that leg back and breathe in as it draws back in. Good. Breathe out, lengthen, and breathe in, draw it back. Breathe out, lengthen, and breathe in, draw it back. Good. Breathe out, stretch. And breathe in, let it come back. So remember, if you want a little extra challenge, the opposite arm comes in. Here we go. Still keeping that tummy button over the middle part of your mat. Breathe out, lengthen. And breathe in. It comes back. Good. Breathe out slowly. And breathe in. Control. Really feel those abs working as that leg comes back now. Breathe out, lengthen. And breathe in. Slowly draw it back. Whew, last one, breathe out, lengthen that leg away, and breathe in, slowly control it back. Fantastic, good. Take yourself into a little stretch, and you're just going to lengthen yourself away there. Good, head can drop right down so we get into the shoulders. Good. Keep breathing. There we go. Great, and just going to set yourself up. Pop you back onto From here, we're just going to start to loosen out now. So keep your arms nice and relaxed. Just let your back just make contact with the mat. Think about where it's making contact. It's just softening through your back. And we're going to take a nice breath in, bringing both arms up and over your shoulders. And breathe out as you draw them back. Good. Breathe in and lengthen. And breathe in and bring them back. Good. Breathe out to lengthen. And breathe in, bring them back. Let's bring the legs in. So breathe out, lengthen one leg away. Breathe in, draw it back. Breathe out, lengthen the other leg away. And breathe in, bring it back. Good. Breathe out, opposite legs. Lengthen, draw it back. Breathe out, lengthen, draw it back. Let's start to circle the arms all the way around if you can. Breathe out, lengthen, circle the arms back in as you draw the leg back up. Breathe out, lengthen, circle the arms around as you bring it back up. There we go, lengthen and circle. Lengthen. Really think about stretching to your big toe and to the tips of your longest finger. So we're lengthening out all of that connective tissue throughout the whole of the body. There we go, lengthen. And sweep around, draw it back. The last one on each side. Lengthen, circle it round. Lengthen and circle it around. Finish with your knees together and your feet together. We're going to start to just rock the knees from side to side. Drop the knees down, draw them back up. Drop them to the other side and bring them back up. So we're not thinking too much about what's happening through our abdominals. We're just thinking about movement through the spine. So we're just trying to get a little bit of loosening through your back. So each time we sort of sway the knees from side to side, we're getting a little bit further down as we let the knees just drop a little bit further towards the floor. Keep your shoulders nice and soft and just imagine that tension just melting out of your shoulders as your knees are sort of swinging like the tail of a grandfather clock. That's it, just letting it swing side to side. It's getting lower each time. Each time the knees are just going to drop further towards the floor. There we go, dropping down. Last one each side, see if the knees will touch, but don't force them if they don't. Just acknowledge how far down they go. And we'll see next time we do it how far we get. Knees in towards the chest. Draw some circles one way. And then draw some circles the other way. Good. Slowly bring yourself up to sitting. You're going to sit the legs out nice and wide. Sit up nice and tall. You're going to take the back, take the band, not the lights, take the band. And we're going to string it up towards the ceiling. Okay, from here, I want you to bend forwards from your hips. I want you to push the band as far away from you as you can. Bend forwards from the hips and see how far we can stretch down in front. Good. Scoot up. Draw the band towards you, keeping a bit of tension in it. Hands come up, stretch up. Bend forwards from the hips, lengthen. See if it gets a little bit further this time. Scoop round. We're not hanging around in any of these positions. We're scooping round. Lengthen. Go forwards from the hips a little bit further this time. Scoop round. Draw the shoulders in. Keep that tension in the band. Push up. Last one. Lengthen. And start to curl yourself back up. And we'll finish with a lengthen towards the ceiling. From here, you're going to take yourself off towards the side. Nice stretch coming up through your side there. Good. And then very gently come back up to the centre and go off towards the other side. There we go. And come back up. Let's do one more each side. Lengthen towards the side. And draw back up. And lengthen towards the other side. Good. And then just let the band relax. Very gently take yourself up to standing and you're going to stretch up towards the ceiling. So you'll come all the way up to standing. You won't be able to see me in there, so I'm going to kneel back down. You're going to stand all the way tall. Lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a nice breath in and breathe out as you come down. Breathe in, lengthen the arms up and breathe out as you come down. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Well done. Hopefully you feel the work has happened right through those abdominals there. And I'll see you on the next one.